Tor Thorvik is Statoil's executive in Brussels. At OTC, he is happy to see a breakthrough in the latest talks between EU and the US when it comes to the climate change challenge.
Well, first of all, seeing it from a European angle, it looks to me as if the US government is going further than before in recognizing the size of the climate change challenge and that it's something that has to be dealt with. That's one point. The other point is that the US and the EU have found a common meeting ground in the development of technology, in developing standards both for how you store CO2, how you transport it, and on biofuels and so on. So to me it's a step change.
It's an important step.
Yes, it will lay the foundation because it's a work program that's been set up and agreed, and it sets dates, it sets meetings and conferences and joint research activities and so on. So it's now really become concrete and something you can touch.
What's the status on Statoil's work on establishing a CO2 technology company?
Well, the status is that we have been doing this for more than a decade. So that status in phase one. We're doing it at the well-known Sleipner field in the North Sea. We are now engaged in Sala in the middle of the Sahara Desert, and we're starting in the Barents Sea at our Snøhvit LNG plant in a few months. Then comes the next generation, CO2 removal from power production at our refinery in Western Norway, and later on hopefully also in a project for EOR in Middle Norway. So this is moving ahead quickly.
EU has agreed to work in the direction of establishing 10 to 12 ZEP power plants. What does it mean for Statoil?
Well, it means that we are in the middle of this whole process. We regard ourselves as one of the leader companies in the world on CCS. We have the experience and we have intentions and we have high ambitions in this area. We want to be involved in this. We expect Mongstad, our biggest project, to be one of the 12 within this so-called flagship program, and we are directly involved with the EU Commission in setting the agenda and developing the criteria for the selection on. So we definitely intend to be involved.
How is it for you to be in Houston and talking about environment?
Well, it's an exciting arena. It's a place where you really should be. There's no use speaking to the converted. And this is a very important arena, both for Statoil as we are becoming a very major operator here in the Gulf of Mexico, but it's also an important arena because these are the people who are going to make the changes. And these have to be step changes. Climate change is today widely recognized as one of the main drivers for energy policy internationally, and that's why we have to look into this and be aware, and we want to be an early mover in this.